All right, so Team Boingo, Team Snappi. I am going to share why I have switched sides. These are methods for securing your cloth diapers. So pre-folds, flats, fitteds, you're gonna need either one of these bad boys or pins if you wanna go the pin route. And if you have stretchy anything, stretchy flat, stretchy pre-flat, stretchy bamboo, blah, 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 they generally don't recommend these because they can rip a hole in the knit fabric and, you know, damage your diaper permanently. That being said, I've seen people use them anyway. So you've been warned. So I have absolutely fallen in love with Boingos, and I'm going to share with you some of the advantages that I think they have over Snappies. The first is that you can adjust the fit much easier with Boingos. A Snappi, traditionally, you are hooking on one side, hooking on the other, and then you're pulling this middle portion down so that you've got this nice taut Y shape in the diaper, okay? With the Boingo though, you have the opportunity to hook a piece over here, stretch it down, hook a piece over here, stretch it down. You can place them in a variety of ways. This comes in real handy once you start outgrowing a size of pre-fold and you start losing the wing here on the side because your baby's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and so that you're stretching these out and out and out. And after a while, those Snappies, they do stretch, but it can get quite tight, and you can start running out of wing that will reasonably hook this and grab the other side. And the other thing that can sometimes happen too, because not every pre-fold washes out exactly the same size, some are a little bigger than others, is that you end up maybe mismatching right here. Like you can see I've grabbed, you know, I've got a little bit of space here, but I've got a ton of space over here. And that can create kind of an awkward tension on baby's hips where it's maybe more taut on one side than the other, or the fabric is prone to maybe slipping down in places and exposing the Snappi against baby's skin. And so then you've got to readjust the Snappi. And if you're in the mobile baby stage, you know that diaper changes are already hard enough. Like you're lucky to just get that thing on the first time. And so to have to go and like readjust this because you misjudged where you were supposed to hook the first one in, just like not the time that you have, and it's frustrating. Now let's say you're not using pre-folds. Let's say you're using flats. Flats, you can still run into the same issue depending on the fold that you're doing. Some wings are more expansive and long than others, depending again on your fold and your baby's size and how you folded that particular flat that day. And so, you know, again, even with flats, I have found that sometimes I have more wing than others, and the Snappi just isn't always great in those situations. The other thing that I have come to prefer Boingos over Snappies for is how sharp the teeth are. And I find that 9 times out of 10, I get a better grab with the Boingo than I do with the Snappi. And again, it goes back to having to like readjust and replace, and that's just not something that I want to deal with. So Boingos have been great for that. Another thing that has disappointed me with Snappies over time is that they can break. My understanding is that the manufacturer supposedly will replace a broken Snappi for you. I've never tried that, but I've seen on the internet where people say that that's a thing. But they are known to break. Green Mountain Diapers talks about them having about a 6-month lifespan with heavy use, you know, regular daily use if you get a 3-pack. By contrast, these I believe are silicone. They're quite thick, quite durable. I would be surprised if I ever snapped one of these guys. So I see these lasting me through as many kids as I probably, you know, want to have. So that is very nice. And then the third thing that over time has really come to frustrate me about Snappies is this bottom piece right here, this little Y. I find at different stages for various reasons, it happens that this piece comes undone more often than not. Mobile stage where they're on their tummy and crawling a lot, I find that this piece can very easily come undone, even in a cover. And I should say that they recommend that you always have a cover when you are using these. That is the manufacturer's recommended usage. And I will admit, I do not always do that. There are a lot of times that my daughter's just running around with a pre-fold or a flat on around the house, and so I don't always have a cover on, and so I know that that's a part of why this bottom piece sometimes comes unsnapped. Piece sometimes just come unhooked with her walking around or moving. No matter how tightly I pull this thing down, because I do recommend to like pull down really good and get a nice like Y shape. I have found that picking her up, putting her on my hip, often means that this piece comes detached and snags onto my clothes. And I've actually had t-shirts tear because I wasn't aware that we were connected, and I go to set her down and, you know, it's grabbed my shirt, grabbed my pants, and tears a hole. I learned that the Boingo company is kind of on pause right now. So I believe the owner is retired, sold the business. They're in the process of the new owner rebooting the brand. So depending on when you're watching this video, Boingos may or may not be all that easy to find, which is a huge bummer. I know that there are dupes on Amazon that you can purchase. Based on reading the reviews, they function similarly, but they're not quite the same. So I would still recommend seeking out the original Boingo, whether you're buying them secondhand. Again, you can sanitize them very easily, and even with pretty heavy use, they're still quite springy and durable. Or, you know, just finding some random online cloth diaper boutiques that might still have some in stock. Hopefully by the time you are watching this video, they have re-upped the manufacturing and Boingos are widely available again. But that is the one big bummer that I have learned in this process, is that these are going to be harder to find right now. Ultimately, they are both fantastic options. They both exist on the market for a reason, and they both have a strong, passionate following depending on what your preferences are. So I'm curious to hear if you've used either of these products, what your thoughts were, if you're on Team Boingo or Team Snappi, or if you have questions, let me know down in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.